you. Yes, I am on my way.
Yes, people, welcome back to Let's Talk Premier. Teeth back in Premier League, shall we say? But yes, we are here for another stream, another news one. I'm enjoying the news ones recently, and there's always news around in football, especially with United and Man City and a bit of Chelsea, just to drizzle in there. As you can see, we're going to talk about HAALAND. Ralf wanting HAALAND. We're also going to be talking about FERRAN TORRES because it looks like he could be involved in some sort of swap deal with Barcelona. Cavani set to stay at United. That is also one. And Cavani in pole position for Tchouaméni. So we're going to be talking all of them today, and hopefully it works out wonderful. So Brandon says Torres gone to Barca, HAALAND to City. There's no reason to say no, why not. Obviously, Rangnick is pushing for HAALAND, but that would make sense. HAALAND has, worked with Rangnick. Rangnick was part of the Red Bull group. HAALAND has come through the Red Bull group in Salzburg, so it's no real surprise. Ralf has a good relationship with Alfie, who is obviously Erling's dad. So there's an awful lot that we can talk about on this. But he could go City, he could go Real Madrid, he could go PSG, he could go anywhere. That is what his agent Mino Raiola is saying. So he could go absolutely anywhere. But today we're going to talk about HAALAND. Also, Raiola and Pep don't really do business because Raiola called Pep a dog. Big up to Wolf, ready to moderate. The cards are here. The hard worker is here. That is excellent. I have worked extremely hard today. Got a lot. Halftime this day will be very interesting for you guys. We've got a lovely video for you. It's the halftime show, an actual show. Yes, now with another bad boy show. This channel really is quality. No clickbaits here. Trust me. Yeah, I mean, we're not clickbaiting. We just get our news from, what's out there. And then we talk about it, really. Big up Niall, Tyler and Ravi. Absolutely. Big up Niall. Hope you're well. Merry Niall Masul. Love it. Niall, by the way, you've been very laggy on your streams recently, if you didn't know. I have gathered that. Hopefully this one is going to be a bit better. The internet has been appalling. I'm not even using Wi-Fi. It's connected via the LAN, via the Ethernet. But I think our supplier, Virgin, have had issues up and down the country. So I do apologise. That is all out of my source of expertise. I'm not quite working for Virgin, so I do apologise for that. Hopefully this one is much better because looking at the screen, I look like I'm moving normally. I'm not getting the bars, which is a relief. So hopefully this one is much better than the previous ones. I am still sick. That sucks. That does suck. I cannot lie. Good to be honest. Can't wait for transfer to be back. Yep, transfers are going to be back. Well, this is sort of transfer talk. This is sort of going to be transfer talk nowadays. So that's how it's sort of going to be. LAN is anyone didn't know, is local area network. It might not be LAN then. It might be. It's just the Ethernet cable. If HAALAND comes, that means Greenwood could be leaving. I'm going to be fuming if that happens. It could be. It could be. Like yesterday, the amount of times you didn't let Paul finish due to the lag. Yeah, hopefully it is all better now. Hopefully it is all better and the lagging is stopped. But as I say, blame Virgin. Write letters to Virgin. HAALAND not because Ronaldo and Cavani. Well, Cavani's going to be going at the end of the year anyway, so they're going to need to look at do United really need to look at a replacement for Cavani? If Martial goes and Ronaldo was to go, I could understand it. Although to be fair, it would only leave you Rashford, Greenwood, Ronaldo. maybe get a younger striker. I have Virgin. It can be a joke. Apparently, they've had issues up and down the country, so hopefully, as I say, this one is much better. And I've literally got nothing apart from this and the information. So, but we've spent 6 minutes rambling, so let's get straight into the show, shall we? So Rangnick pushing for Erling Haaland. Rangnick is pushing for Manchester United to sign Haaland despite the intense competition for the Borussia Dortmund striker. Rangnick has recently spoken to Haaland's father, Alfie, about a possibility of his son signing for United next year. Rangnick retains a cordial relationship with Alfie from when he was at Red Bulls, when he was Red Bull sporting director and oversaw Haaland's move to Red Bull Salzburg from Molde in 2018. United do not believe the dismissal of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who managed Haaland at Molde, would hamper their chances of signing Haaland. Sources say Solskjaer's relationship with Haaland was not as warm following the collapse of his prospective move to Manchester United in December 2019. Erling Haaland is a fantastic striker, Rangnick said in his introductory press conference 3 weeks ago. I know my best self because I know I was together with people at Salzburg with my friend Christoph, and people there were a little bit involved in the move from Molde to Salzburg, and therefore I know what kind of player he is. I'm more than happy at the offensive strike power we have here and the offensive players we have here. Quite a few of them did not play against Arsenal. Martial only came on for the last 5 minutes. Mason Greenwood didn't play at all. We have so many top players in the offensive department. We don't need to speak about any other players. Obviously, Champions League qualification would be absolutely pivotal in getting this. So you don't have Champions League, you can kiss goodbye to getting Erling Haaland. So top four is a must for United, is a must for United to even consider trying to do this. Haaland's agent Mino Raiola appeared to whittle down the list of prospective clubs to just 4: Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich and Man City. But Raiola backtracked last week saying, having said City have won more championships 5 times in recent years, significantly more than United. So obviously he is, sort of taking a dig at United. Raiola and United, we know, is not the warmest relationship in the world. Raiola clarified on Monday, Haaland does not need a pre-agreement with any club. He doesn't have a pre-agreement with any club. Haaland could wait for Barcelona, he said. He can wait for anybody. We don't have a pre-agreement with any club. We'll just look at a best option for him, and I can't rule out another year at Dortmund. Theoretically, that's still possible. That's not going to happen, right? We know, right? We know, like, we're not idiots. We know another year at Dortmund is so not what Mino Raiola is thinking for Erling Haaland, because don't forget, it's the last year that he's going to be able to get the high agent payments before FIFA introduced that 10%. So, it's going to be an interesting one. Let's go through some of the comments. I have Sky, so it's good now. Well, now, big up to RJ. Big up to RJ. Manu can't Greenwood. So why they need Haaland? Well, they've got Greenwood. Yeah, they do have Greenwood. You are absolutely correct there. They do have Greenwood, which is why I think this one actually makes no sense at all. Unless you're going to start pissing off Ronaldo. If you piss off Mason Greenwood, he will just fuck off. And then Haaland will go in 4 or 5 years. Right? This is Mino Raiola. He doesn't let his clients stay for too long. So he'll be there for 3-4 years. You'll get the best out of him for 3-4 years. Right? And then after that, you go like, fuck, we need another striker. Oh, Mason Greenwood just suddenly started, whipping it up in Man City squad. He's been doing that for 4 years, or Liverpool or Chelsea or whoever. And then United like, well, shit, we could have kept him and he would have been here. He would still be here and he would be this good. And, I think this one could be a non-story. I would be surprised. I don't mind Haaland. Would love to see him at United, but he's toxic crackhead agent, though. That is the one. Now, what does Haaland offer Ralf's current style of play and current squad? Physicality. He offers that physicality, doesn't he? He's a strong player. But I maintain that Greenwood is a better finisher than Erling Haaland. Quite simply put, Mason Greenwood. I think Mason will be better than Erling Haaland. I know Erling is the go-to man now, but I feel he's more developed. I feel that Erling is physically more developed. He's clearly hit the gym a bit more. Mason hasn't quite got that physique yet. So I think, and don't forget, Robin van Persie is one that is likened to Mason a lot. I think Mason will start to come into his sort of element in the next couple of years. I think that's when really Mason's going to start hitting it. because a player like Mason doesn't need the physicality, whereas I think Erling does, because you can see with the link-up play from Erling Haaland, it's not quite amazing. I'm trying not to be disrespectful to Erling Haaland here, but yeah, it's a mad one for me. Haaland, he's good, but I'm not sure how good he is, especially of low blocks. I do think low blocks are one of those that will get in his way. If Man U get Haaland, it mean the end for Greenwood, unless they continue with the 4-2-2-2, which there's no guarantees that the next manager will implement that system. Because if they do the 4-2-2-2, you Ronaldo's not here forever, so you can foreseeably see Greenwood and Haaland as the front two, which would be a deadly front two. But if you then start to go, where's Rashford fit in then? I don't know if Rashford fits into that. Then you look behind, you've got Sancho, Bruno, that's fine. But then you've left out Rashford. Who does Rashford come in for? Where does Rashford fit in? So there's a lot of questions and not a lot of answers at the moment. So yeah, it really will be one of them. We don't need Haaland. Wrong Mustafa. We need him, but he doesn't need us. Wolf, if we get Haaland, we can kiss goodbye to Greenwood development. That is true. Mustafa, Greenwood is a winger and Haaland is a striker. Greenwood is actually a striker, believe it or not. If you followed Mason Greenwood's youth career, which I've watched a fair bit, Mason Greenwood has played striker at every single level, every single age group, every single level of his youth development. He has played striker. He's played right wing a couple of times and a few times. He came in as a right winger because United didn't have a right winger, and luckily for Ollie, because Greenwood is predominantly left-footed, although he can go with either, he could fit onto that right side as an inside forward. But he is actually naturally a number 9. So Greenwood is in fact a striker. Believe it or not, it is quite shocking. Ragnick, don't do that. Wolf, this ain't FIFA. Greenwood is a striker. But no, Greenwood is actually a striker. Believe it or not. Ronaldo and Cavani will go soon enough. That is true. Wolf, yes, but he's mainly a striker. He is mainly a striker. Greenwood, Haaland, Sancho is a lethal front three. It is, but that means either putting Greenwood on the left, which I'm not sure how well that would work, or putting Sancho on the left, which he has done more times than not. But Rashford will have to. Rashford will go. Rashford, as much as he loves Manchester United, he doesn't love the club enough to sit on the bench all the time. So I think Rashford would actually be gone then. So from what we're talking about, it looks like Rashford could be on the way out if this were to happen, because Greenwood, in my opinion, will be better than Rashford and already is better. Ronaldo at Man U, 2 years. Yeah, he's not. Ronaldo's not there for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, is he? He's there for 1 or 2 years. It was really, I don't know what they were thinking getting him. Ronaldo, I mean, he's a great striker, don't get me wrong. Cristiano Ronaldo, he probably is the best striker in the world. But for me, if you're not going to challenge for a league title, if you're not going to do that, what's the point of getting Ronaldo? What is the point? So, and look, I've had that debate many a times with RJ, and so yeah, no, we don't need to have that conversation again. Rashford to Barca, maybe. Yeah. Barcelona we spoke about that yesterday. Barcelona being interested in Ronaldo. Can that deal get done? I think there is a way to get that deal done if you're Barcelona. Because United are quite after De Jong. Could a swap deal happen? I think you could get easily a swap deal done. Right, if United do pick up Haaland and Rashford is not frozen out, but his game time is ridiculously low, or Greenwood's is low, then for me, I'd say a swap deal with Rashford going to Barca and De Jong going the other way could happen. But we'll have to wait and see when it's always that thing, isn't it? It's a wait and see what will happen and all of that. So. Yeah, Rashford had his chance. I think he's still a good player, but there are doubts about Rashford, isn't there? And he's going to have to try and hit some form in the next coming months, because if not, his game time is going to be limited anyway. Because Ragnick ain't going to wait around for a player to start hitting some good form. He'll give him the opportunities, give him the chances, but he ain't waiting around forever. It's not happening. No way. Ferran Torres to Barca, that would be a decent buy. He would suit their team. He would. I'm surprised, actually, and we'll get into Ferran Torres in a bit, but I am surprised that City are letting Ferran Torres go. Like, I genuinely, I think they might be on crack cocaine. But let's move to Cavani. Let's talk a little bit about Edinson Cavani. Manchester United are not expecting Edinson Cavani to force an exit in January after Barcelona reportedly offered the striker a contract. It's been claimed there will be a mass exodus at United in the upcoming window as Ralf Ragnick begins his rebuild at Old Trafford. The striker has barely featured this season, and multiple reports suggest he is unhappy at the lack of playing time as he assesses his options ahead of January. Cavani told United's in-house media, "I think one of the most important things, maybe one of the key things here, is to always approach games and prepare for them on a strictly match-by-match basis. That really is my version of football, what my vision of football is all about, my view of how a season might pan out. Don't make a lot of plans in your head about things in anything in the long term. So in December, or whatever the date, will be there or thereabouts." That, for me, Cavani isn't the type. For me, Cavani is not the type of player. Look, I think he'll respect Manchester United. I think he would do that. Look, I think if he isn't gonna, he's waiting 6 months, isn't he? Because the Barca contract's only a 6-month contract as well. Cavani is going back to Uruguay or South America in the summer. He's made that perfectly clear. He wants to finish his career in South America. He wants to be closer with his family. I think that's all very important to Eddie. So whoever he's going to be at, he's there for 6 months, whether that be he's at Barcelona for 6 months or he's at United for 6 months. He's there for 6 months. So for me, Cavani is he'll respect whatever, right? If United are going to use him, he'll stay at United. I think if Martial leaves United, I think Edinson Cavani will stay. So you've got that to think about. I think Martial, actually, for me, is more likely to leave than Edinson Cavani, and I've got a little something on my Martial tomorrow, actually, for the morning show. So we're gonna talk a little bit about Anthony Martial and where he could end up and all of that. So, just don't forget, City are gonna lose Ferran Torres. There is talks of a swap deal. I don't think City are too keen on that. I think they want the money because I think they've already started thinking about potential people to replace him with. So, again, I still find that weird. I just do. But yeah, for me, Cavani will just respect United. I think he did that. He could have gone in the summer. He was sort of not begged, but he was convinced to stay at United. I think he was convinced maybe on the wrong premise, because at the time he was being convinced, Cristiano Ronaldo was still at Juventus and no one really thought he was leaving. And if he did, we didn't know where he was going. It then turned out that he was going to Old Trafford, which I think really screwed up not the relationship, but the situation with Cavani. So because Ronaldo came in, that obviously limited game time, because you would automatically assume that if Ronaldo had not come in, Cavani would have been number 1, Greenwood would have been number 2, Martial would have been number 3 if he was even given any game time, which at that point, with the amount of times that Cavani was injured, you'd assume that Martial would have got a few minutes up top, because Greenwood can't play every single game. So you have got to think of that. So I think Cavani was really screwed over by the Ronaldo transfer, and I don't think it's not Ollie's fault, because I don't think Ollie knew that the Glazers were going to go buy him Ronaldo, even though apparently he signed it off. So, he sort of screwed over Cavani himself by the sounds of it. Also, in essence, screwing over his own career, because if he had just got a DM, I think United would be in a better position. But that's a conversation for another day, if that conversation even needs to happen, because United now obviously have their new manager in place. who I think wants to use him. I think Cavani suits a Ralf system in terms of pressing, in terms of work rate, and he is still to this day a world-class striker. And no one is going to sit here and tell me that Edison Cavani is not a good enough striker. He's world-class, right? He is old, so he is picking up more injuries. That is completely normal for me within football. So, you know, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, but it's only 6 months. It would be 6 months at United or 6 months at Barcelona. It makes no odds, I think, for Eddie. If he will play at United for 6 months, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to. And don't forget, with these postponed fixtures, that adds to midweeks. Most teams are now going to be playing every weekend and weekday. Right, not every weekday for goodness sake, but every weekend and midweek they're going to have a game. So you're going to need a big squad. I think that the likes of United, Liverpool, well, Liverpool's not huge, but it's still a big enough squad. Chelsea and City, I think they'll be fine because rotation is peaky, and you're going to need as many top players as you can get. And if there's another COVID outbreak, you're going to want as many players as you can to try and sort of get through the fixtures. So it's a very difficult situation, but yeah, it certainly is one that I'm looking to see how that develops. Man, you got Ronaldo because he was going to Man City. Well, yeah, but I mean, that is, for me, if that is the only reason you're picking up players nowadays, then fucking hell, have a word with your brain, right? The way I said it, and I said it, a few weeks after you got him, well, not you, but when United got him, have a transfer plan, stick to it, right? If you in the summer, or when you met with the director of football, whoever you meet, right? If you said my priorities are a centre back, a right winger, and a DM, go get those. Go get them. Right? Go and get yourself your centre back, your right winger, and your DM. If Cristiano Ronaldo, United legend, goes to Manchester City, let him. Let him. He would have received whatever he got from United fans. Let him. Let him. That's what you got to do. You got to focus on you, not what other people are doing. United have been burnt by that more than once. Maguire was going to go. City went to United. City wanted Maguire. City wanted Fred. Right? Man, you have done this on more than one occasion, and they need someone within the club who is going to go and make football decisions based using solely on their brain and what they think the club needs, and stick to plans, which you would hope that Ralf Rangnick, when he moves upstairs, will be able to offer United. That is for sure. Ferran Torres to Barca, that would be a decent buy. He would suit their system. A move out of United for Rashford might give a new lease of life. It may do. It may do. I don't mind another year of Cavani or a loan to Bundesliga. I will say one thing. Marcus Rashford in the Bundesliga would be insane. He would rip that league apart because of every team plays a high line. He would rip that league to shreds because that's just playing into his element. So yeah, Rashford is certainly an interesting one. But we're here to talk about HAALAND, Ferran Torres, Cavani, and Tchouaméni. So they're the three we're going to talk about. So if Torres goes to Barca, does that mean HAALAND to City? I can see that happening. I think HAALAND to City is not going to happen. There's not a good relationship between Mino Raiola and Pep Guardiola. For me, I think Man City are looking at other players ahead of Erling Haaland. That's all I'm gonna say yet. Tomorrow morning we might actually have a little something on that. You never know. You never know. Weirder things have happened in life. Brandon, that does sound possible. I think the ship has sailed with fried rice going to United. That's also in the morning show tomorrow, so I'm not going to talk about that either. Sell Rashford. Pep equals Raiola trash human beings. Pep is actually quite good, but he definitely don't like Raiola. Didn't Chelsea want Haaland? They did. But I don't know how likely that is to happen either. But let's talk Ferran Torres, actually, because Ferran Torres has been brought up a few times now. And I am still really, really bloody confused. Why? I just don't get it, because Ferran Torres is a brilliant player, and I just don't get it. It makes no sense on this planet for this to happen. It makes no sense. Like, genuinely, I'm perplexed. I'm confused, because I think Ferran Torres is a brilliant player, and it just doesn't make it makes no sense to me. But what the report is saying is Barcelona want to offer Manchester City the opportunity to sign contract rebel Ousmane Dembele in exchange for Ferran Torres, it is reported. According to Spanish outlet El Nacional, the Catalan giants are struggling to meet City's valuation of Torres, and so want to make a Dembele part of the deal. Dembele's contract at Spain expires at the end of the season, so including him in the deal for Torres would at least allow Barca to get some value out of his departure. The La Liga club is keeping Hakim Ziyech as their plan B. The Chelsea ace has struggled for game time this season, as has failed to impress when given the chances. Injuries have played a part, but the 5-time European champions may be interested in handing him an escape route. Barcelona may be weighing up a deal for the Moroccan international, but there is little known about the player's intentions. This makes zero sense on the planet of sense. Like, this just makes no sense on this planet. It confused me when I read it, and it still confuses me now when I'm talking about it. Why in God's green earth would Manchester City trade in Ferran Torres, who hasn't quite hit the ground running yet, but has got bags of potential, for a man who has spent, I'm pretty sure, 80% of his time on the injury table? It makes no sense at all, unless this sauce is coming from the brown sauce or the barbecue. I'm confused by it. It's come from Romano, so I'm not saying that Romano, is ketchup, but I don't really understand this. It makes no sense to me. Why the hell would you do that? It's nonsensical for me. I mean, for me, if you want to get rid of Ferran Torres, I'm not sure why. Just take the money, isn't it? Take money. You don't want to be swapping him for Ousmane Dembele, do you? It makes absolutely zero sense at all. But I would just be like, no, you've got to pay. Instead of, I know obviously there's going to be good feeling between the two managers and all that, but I would be like, nah, boys, nah, you've got to pay up, give me some money. So yeah, that's what I would be doing. If Torres does go Barcelona, Man City don't have a striker, and Dembele is always injury prone. I completely agree, which is why this makes zero sense out, as I said, on the sense of sense. This just doesn't add up for me. Something's not right about that. It just doesn't seem like the sort of shrewd business that Manchester City would normally do. So it's a strange one. It's something I can imagine United doing. Getting rid of Sancho and bringing in Dembele, and everyone just being like, what have you done? That is the sort of thing I would expect from Manchester United, per se. Not saying that will happen. I'm just saying, when it comes to decisions that just make you think, what have you done? My first thought is Manchester United. £80 million on Harry Maguire. I was like, what are you thinking? So there's a lot about this that just doesn't seem to meet the eye. Although I can see Hakim Ziyech to Barca as I can see that one happening a bit more than Ferran Torres to Barcelona, just purely for the fact that Hakim Ziyech hasn't been amazing for Chelsea. He's not the first name on their team sheet. And when he's had the chance, he's been quite crap. So yeah, it's it's a strange one. Dembele is washed. He's no better than Mashi. City might regret letting FERRAN Torres know, but City know about their gems. They do, but this one, I say, is nonsensical. Big up to Velv in the chat as well. Ravi, Torres wants to go for family reasons. Well, if that's the case, that makes it a little bit more sensible, but still doesn't make sense to swap for Dembele. You sign a contract, stick to a contract. If you can't be offloaded, you have to see off your contract. That's quite simple. City got Kai. I'm not sure who that is. Dembele is one of those players who stops giving a shit about football once they go to a big club and get those high salaries. He's been very injury prone. It's known that he's got a bit of an attitude problem, which I'm sure you know. You add all of that up, it's like, boy, well done. Yeah, just pick up a rebel who has already had multiple disciplinary issues as it is injury prone. Like, genuinely, who in their right mind is thinking that's an idea? That's an idea. Well, Pep want Dembele for, but I don't know what he would want him for. Wolf doesn't fight his brothers. Valve is a puppy, apparently. That makes sense. Sit, Valve. What about Torres for the lad from Barca? Do you mean De Jong? De Jong. Why does City need De Jong? I mean, they've got Gundogan, they've got De Bruyne, they've got Silva, Rodri. I can't see a De Jong. I can't. No, I can't see that either. I mean, really. I have a feeling I know who City are in for, but it is only a hunch at the moment. Mustafa, that makes sense. Family does come first. It does, but if they can't get you for if Barcelona can't offer cash, I'm sorry, but Spain is not that far. You're just going to have to deal with it and see out your contract. As harsh as that sounds, signed a contract. Clubs can't just bow down because you've got family issues. If you've got some family issues, go sort them out. Go have a prolonged break if you need it. Speak to the club and see what can happen. But absolutely. So yeah. Kakai is the 16-year-old Brazilian winger. We were linked with him first. Nice. Pizza first. We just need a holding mid. Well, De Jong is your guy. Valve, big up. You're going to get Wolf in a headlock. Yes. Rodri has been the best midfielder this season. This is absolutely true. Don't know why I put Nightbot up. Silva can play out wide, so yeah, De Jong. Yeah, but if you're going to lose FERRAN Torres, you want to replace attacker with attacker, wouldn't you? It would make sense. Yes, Ravi, ain't Barca got money issues? Barca do have money issues. May now must Valve. Oh, just shoot some stuff. Posted more stuff from Saturday on Story, Ravi. Lovely. How are Barcelona buying players when they have got no money? Well, that's the thing. They're trying to get a deal. They're trying to get a shall we say, mates rate deal on Torres. Obviously, City are like, not too keen on mates rates. Please pay full amount, full dollar, and you can have him. If not, we'll have to just keep him. But let's move on to Tchouaméni before I open the line, see if anyone wants to come on and talk about this. A player they have been linked with for some time is now gathering pace once again, according to 90 Min. Chelsea are in pole position to sign Monaco midfielder Tchouaméni this January. They claim that the Blues were close to signing him in the summer and were going to loan him back, but they wanted to wait and allow him to develop a bit more before making the commitment to sign him. It could well be all systems go for the French international next month, especially with all the injuries Chelsea have had to deal with recently. This does make sense. Kante is injury prone. Kovacic has just come back from injury. Jorginho has not been good enough. Barkley is shite. Ruben Loftus-Cheek, I'm unconvinced by. Saul has turned out to be one of the worst loan moves I've ever seen in the history of loan moves. And don't forget, United loaned out Falcao. There's so many injuries, and for me, Thomas Tuchel needed to have been given the ability to gut this squad, right? For me, Barkley needed to go. Ruben Loftus-Cheek probably needed to go, although he could act as squad player. The rest of them, they're all like injury prone. So you need, for me, one to come in. Tchouaméni is one that Chelsea have been linked with for a very long time. So it does not surprise me that Chelsea are looking at Tchouaméni. I think in terms of going forward, I do see it being one that they do get done. I think Chelsea right now are looking at central midfield, centre back. Now, obviously, you've got Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Christensen, and Silva, all yet to sign to sign the contract. So, centre back is clearly an issue. We spoke about De Ligt yesterday, so De Ligt could definitely happen to Chelsea. I think United could get De Ligt if they were to offload Maguire. If you offload Maguire, you can go get De Ligt. If you don't, it's not. Valve, I can save Wolf because I'll just put Valvishwan into timeout. There you go. I saved you, Wolf. There we go. Problem solved. I forgot drink water was there. Drink water was shocking. How was drink water even a footballer? I'll never get that. Tchouaméni and Koundé possibility. Digne on loan for 6 months in January for left back cover. However, Juventus have shown interest in him. I think Koundé potentially, although Koundé has started kicking up a bit of a fuss at Sylvia, apparently, according to Velvishwan. I'm not sure how true these sources are. I need to actually go look for these reports. Tchouaméni, I can definitely see Chelsea getting. Koundé, I'm sort of putting the question mark on Koundé because De Ligt is also being spoken about, and apparently he's going to be available in January. So you could even, not getting Koundé in the summer might have actually has actually hindered Koundé, I think. So there's a lot around Chelsea, isn't there? Is there a possibility for Haaland going to City? Of course, there's a possibility. I can't just sit here and say, that there's absolutely no chance on this planet that Erling Haaland will go to Man City. I just personally think my thoughts are Pep ain't going to do it. Right? Pep and City haven't. The thing is, City have never really gone out and bought that out-and-out striker, nor do they really play with one anymore. And their system doesn't really use a number 9 anymore in the way that it is. So I think Pep has evolved this City side in such a way that they don't actually want or need a striker. So that I think for me, Haaland, I think I would probably be more comfortable if I was a betting man. If I was a betting man, I would say I'm more confident and comfortable saying Erling Haaland to Real Madrid than I am saying that he's going to go to City. Just purely on the basis of, for me, I personally, I don't see City using a striker. That's how it is. They've evolved it in such a way that I don't think City use strikers anymore. So it's not obviously as a flat out no. I just can't see it happening. I want some Ollie to Everton news. It's hilarious. Liverpool about to be fantastic. Kamara would be a brilliant signing for us in January. He would be a good signing. But for me, I also think De Jong. I keep getting this thought process about Frankie De Jong. That's what I'm really sensing. I'm really, I don't know why. I could be completely wrong, but gut feeling says De Jong. And he might actually be the best thing for Donny ever. But how Donny has been treated could be something that's in De Jong's mind as well. Brandon, not join our Discord server whilst you're seeing that as well. Until a workmate said he was there, yeah. Some Dak Kamara for you, Karma. Bye bye, Velvishwan. Thanks for that. Thanks for that. Velv has evolved into Wanker Tanker. Love it. Big up Cop. Big up to Mustafa and everyone else. Brandon says Chelsea need to clear out, get Mount out. He's rubbish. I wouldn't personally say he's rubbish. He's not. The thing with Mason Mount, right? Mason Mount is not the greatest player of all time, like Johnny makes him out to be. He's a good player with a lot of potential, but he's nowhere near it yet. He's nowhere near creative enough. His football brain sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. He's a little inconsistent. Can go a lot of games without really doing a lot, but he'll score a goal and therefore he's classed as the greatest player of all time. So yeah, he's good, not as good as some people make out. That's what I will say. Bye bye, Velvishwan. How much a week would players you speak of want a week? I have no idea. You're just a wanker, not a tanker. If Haaland goes City, the league is over. Not necessarily. Hope no singing allowed. Max can sing there. Bye bye, Velvishwan. Haaland and Mbappe won't work together. You don't know that. We don't know that. Real Madrid are all about Galacticos, right? And they make a way of making them work together. And we'll see. Mbappe to Madrid, Haaland to Barcelona, maybe. Barcelona don't have money for Erling Haaland. Haaland and Mbappe is Messi, Ronaldo, never going to happen together long. You never know. If Madrid did get Mbappe and Barca get Haaland, I can't see Barcelona affording that. Yes, Mount is rubbish. Alex Tellez clear. Two different positions, firstly. Chelsea need to get rid of 3 players they got in the Bundesliga. Werner? Who else they get from Bundesliga? Werner? Oh, Havertz. Ziyech came from the Netherlands. Pulisic. No. Look, Werner probably does need to leave. Havertz, no way. He is very young with a lot of potential. I wouldn't just dump him on the floor just yet. That would be a bad move. And Chelsea have been stung before doing that, and they'll be stung again. Let me assure you of that. Pulisic, maybe not. Really one of them. He's got the potential, but he also spends a lot of the time on the injury table, so you can never really be so sure, can you? Mount rubbish, come on, one of our best players at Chelsea. I'm not saying he's rubbish, but he is well overhyped. Way overhyped by about a country mile. I mean, but not by all of your fan base, though, but just by one particular who then somehow manages to convince the rest of your fan base that Mason Mount is better than fucking Ronaldinho. I'm pretty sure if you were to ask Johnny if you would prefer Ronaldinho or Mason Mount, he's picking Mount. And that, for me, is fucking absurd. That's like saying, Niall, who would you rather, R9 or Greenwood? Well, I'm sorry, Greenwood. You're amazing. Best of your class, best of your generation. But there's R9. You're not R9 yet. Come back to me at the end of your career and we'll see who had a better career. Mount is a good player, but he's still got a lot of work to do to even achieve what I think he can achieve. I think Mason Mount has still got a lot to work on. And ultimately, I also see him moving backwards in terms of into the 2/8s, right? For me, Mason Mount is not a 10. Mason Mount is far from a 10 as I am a straight hooker. Not possible. So yeah, for me, Mason Mount is a good player. I think he'll go into the 2/8s at one point because he's nowhere near it. He's not creative enough to be in the 10. But at the moment, is he mature enough to go into the 8s? That's a sort of question, isn't it? It's the sort of situation. We're going to party hard, indeed. 250 mil, I'm guessing minimum, that's what they would want. Well, no, it's a release clause, but I'm thinking wages. What's your definition of party hard? He is saying Havertz, come on, Chelsea will not sell him. When I'm still giving him time. Pulisic injury prone, I agree, would go in the summer. So for me, yeah, Havertz is no way leaving Chelsea. Not at all. Werner, I think there is a player in Werner, and that's the frustrating thing. I think there is a player in Werner. But is it going to get to a time where, you know, Chelsea just go, look, the Werner situation, we've tried that, but it's finished. Pulisic, he's a good player, but as we've said, he is injury prone, so it could go either way. That's like me saying, do you prefer ESR or Zidane? That's true. That's true. I would obviously go Zidane. If Man U had Haaland, Man U not win the league because they would still be shit. They'll be better, wouldn't they? They'll be better, but how much better? That is essentially the question. How much better are they going to be? I couldn't honestly tell you. Nah, but I think we would win. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I'll put the link in the chat. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I want to copy that. Dylan is furious. I'm not sure why Dylan is furious. So if someone could work out why Dylan's furious, that would be buzzing. Werner has good pace and can stretch defenses. He just needs his confidence in front of goal. That is true. That is true. I didn't think of that, but yeah, you are absolutely correct there. He does need a bit of confidence in front of goal. But how do you get that confidence, especially in Chelsea? I'm not saying Chelsea are Chelsea are a good team, but they demand excellence and they demand it now, and that's worked for Chelsea throughout their entire time. So it's a difficult one. Werner has good pace and can stretch defenses. I've just done that one. I'm driving while beating up policemen and having sex. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's illegal in the grand scheme of things, just in case anyone was wondering. In fact, that's very illegal, very much illegal. But look, there is a potential, or you're playing GTA 5, Valve. True. Man, you did get Haaland. In what would you, who would you get rid of, Ronaldo, Cavani or Greenwood? But Cavani's already going in the summer. It's really, who do you pick? Do you pick Ronaldo for a year or two? Or do you pick Mason Greenwood for 15 or 10, 15 years? You decide. Let me know. Comments on a postcard, please. So yeah, that's essentially the situation, isn't it? Like, would you rather get 1 or 2 years out of Ronaldo, or would you rather give Mason Greenwood the chance and have 12, 13 years? I don't know. That's the situation, really. Haaland to Villa, here we go. That's definitely not happening. Was Ronaldo signing worth it for Man U? Yes and no. I mean, he's progressed them to the next stage of Champions League, hasn't he? So that was helpful for them. But I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think for me, I would have said it was a bad move. Is FA Cup tonight? It's Carabao Cup tonight. It is Carabao Cup, and it's actually me and Tyler. We're both doing it. Me and Ty are both doing it, so that'll be a good one. So make sure you tune in for that one. Actually, just been sorting out the overlays and all of that. So make sure you tune in for that. Also got a little bit of a halftime show sort of thing for you. Velvet Swan is delusional. We know. Velvet Swan is just Velvet Swan. Shut up, Velvet. You better be sorry. Love it. But we are going to wrap it up there. Dylan, he is not. Look, we are going to wrap it up there because I need to cook my dinner. I actually forgot about that bit. I need to cook dinner before me and Ty get onto stream and start talking and working some things out, because we've got a lovely new scoreboard for you guys, new competition. New competition, new scoreboard. I can see Arsenal going out tonight against Sunderland. I'd hope not. That would be hilarious. So, Arsenal said he is delusional, so it's true. Fight me, DC and Dylan. Wolfie ain't gonna shag you, pal. What am I eating? Chicken Kievs and fries. That's what I'm doing. I'm going quite American with chicken Kievs and fries. Garlic chicken Kiev. So it's very exciting. Velvishwan is delusional. Me and Wolf versus DC Dylan. That'd be an interesting fight for sure. But we'll be back at 7:30. Me and Tyler, that is, for Arsenal Sunderland. Then back in the morning, 10 a.m. talking. I think we're going to actually be doing some transfers tomorrow morning. So make sure you tune in for that. RJ says hello, Niall. Hello, RJ. How are we? How are we doing? Thank God, Dylan. Okay, 3v1. Poof, Pillen, and PC. See you at 7:30, lads. Absolutely. RJ, when you're going live, says DC. See ya, RJ. I had to read that a little bit slower there, because you definitely had me there. Soon, DC, I'm cleaning my room, lol. Taking forever. A pelvis one, love it. But yes, on that note, we are going to wrap it up there. I'm going to go get my dinner. But yes, make sure you tune in. Kevin, me and Tyler doing the watch along. Half time, I've actually made something. It's got lots of different things, music, different music, not repetitive music. So make sure you tune in for that, because in games like this, we're not really going to sit around and talk forever about the game. We'll do that during the watch along. But yes, make sure you tune in for that, because that is going to be really good. I actually made it today. It's I've spent most of my day making videos. How often do you stream, and what is the variety of content? I stream about 2-3 times a day. The variety of content, so we have these sorts of shows where they're very much news based. We've got watch alongs that we do. We do the individual club shows. Ref's View is making a return probably after Christmas. We've got a lot of variety shows. In our description, the channel info stuff on our channel, it does give you a sort of lowdown on the types of things we do. So that's what we do. Formula One content, of course. Me, Chris, and hopefully Shao will be doing our season review in January. I think we're going to do it in January, because December is such a difficult month and there's so much going on. You can never really plan for everything. But in January we're going to be doing some back to the Formula One content, and we'll obviously be looking at pre-season testing in February. But yes, until next time, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll be back at 7:30. But until then, peace out and have a good one.